Hello, hyperspace. My name is Davontos, and it's time to get hyped because this is some more Call of Duty Black Ops 3 multiplayer gameplay. Now, this is more of an aggressive game. I'm going to be dying a bit because I'm playing aggressively. However, I am using my super fast reflexes, and you're going to notice that with this HVK and the the War Machine, which comes a little later on. So, speaking of Man of War, did they nerf the Man of War, man? I'm gonna look at this clip right here. Okay, now this was from yesterday's video. Look how slow the Man of War reloads. Was it always like this? I mean, I've been off Call of Duty for a while because I've been playing Overwatch, and I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys noticed that. But it just handles so slow. Was it always like that? I know it was one of these slower assault rifles, and I know it used to handle like an MG, but I just don't remember it being this slow. Was there a patch that just nerfed it and made it even slower because everybody was using it and it was just too OP? Or am I just seeing things? So for you COD players out there, let me know in the comment section below if they actually like nerfed the Man of War, because that's why in yesterday's video I started off using the Man of War because it's been a while since I used it, and then it just felt so slow I just switched out to the KN-44. So was it just me, or was it a nerf? But whatever, let's get to this video's discussion. So today we are going to talk about Infinite Warfare, the next Call of Duty. Now, I've been watching a lot of videos, and I've been doing a lot of research on it, and people like Timar Ali, they speak about things, and well, I'm going to talk about it too, because it's not really a big issue, but it's something to keep a note of. Now, you know, when you play Call of Duty, your character has these shoutouts, like if they're using Battery or using Reaper, you know, Battery's going to say, there's enemies by the big tree, or there's enemies in the, by the car. In Advanced Warfare, there's actually location callouts that, well, the soldiers would give, like any other Call of Duty. However, it would mark your location under the minimap. Now, you see under the minimap at the very top left, there's a compass. In Advanced Warfare, there's still going to be the compass, and underneath the compass, it's going to have texts telling you your location. So, let's say if you're in a train station, it's going to have minimap, compass, and then train station. You leave the train station, and it's going to have minimap, compass, main street. And it's really useful for the people who like pay attention to the minimap, because if you're playing and you hear a teammate say, you know, there are enemies by the airplane, then you instantly know, you know, go to the airplane. What if there are like 2 or 3 airplanes and the teammate says there's enemies by the blue airplane? You know, just look at your location. You get to learn the locations a lot faster that way, which is really useful. Another thing that's also really useful in Infinite Warfare is in every Call of Duty, when you cook a grenade, which means when you're just holding the grenade ready to throw it, you put your gun away. Which is very bad, because if an enemy just pops out of nowhere, well, you're just stuck with the grenade in your hands, and there's nothing you can do. In Infinite Warfare, you can cook a grenade, and while your character is cooking the grenade, he's still holding his primary weapon, which means you can still hip fire. So grenade on the left hand, primary weapon on the right hand, and primary weapon can still hip fire. So if you're caught off guard, you know, continue shooting. You're just going to be in that awkward situation where you got to just focus on the enemy and focus on your hand, because if the grenade blows up, well, then you're both going to die. Now, one more thing that's really useful in Infinite Warfare is, it's a lot more useful than a lot of you guys would think, but they show your health bar over your head, and it shows up on all the teammates at all times, and it will appear on an enemy's head when you are looking at that enemy. And this is very useful, because this always happens in Overwatch, and I can tell you by playing a lot of Overwatch that it comes into play when you want to land that last bullet on that escaping enemy to get the kill. So let's say, picture it, you're playing with a friend, and your friend winds up damaging an enemy, and your friend calls for your help because he's taken cover. You see that enemy who's wielding, you know, like this giant death machine. In all the other Call of Duties, you would be too scared to pop up because he's just gonna chew you through with that death machine. But if you see his health bar on top of his head, you would know, hey, my friend damaged this guy, he has a death machine, but it wouldn't really matter because all I gotta do is land that last bullet. So you can just peek out, get the last shot, and get the kill. And it really comes into play for these very strategic players, because you always gotta keep in mind how strong you are and when it's necessary to take cover. The health bars work with your team too, because if you see like a teammate's taking too much fire, you know, give him cover and wait for him to regenerate, and you would know when he's at full health for you to just, you know, go back to doing your own thing and he can go take care of himself. It's really useful, and I'm really glad they're adding this, because it's going to change how the battle plays out almost every time. And that's kind of like all of the new news I got from Infinite Warfare. I'm still doing some research. If I get some more useful little nooks and crannies and handy dandies, tips and tricks, and any little thing that's going to be interesting, I'll let you guys know. If it's a big thing, like they show a new map or something, I'm probably not going to cover that because all the other YouTubers cover it, and I know you don't want to see it from Allie and T-Mart and me and Chaos and Markiplier, I don't know. But I don't want to be like repeating the same thing other YouTubers say. If it's something very subtle and not a lot of people are talking about it, you'll probably see it here as well. Big things, no big things for me! Just little subtle things. Now, let's talk about this gameplay. Davontos has been posting a couple of COD games here and there. I believe this is my third or fourth COD game since I started hopping back on it. And you guys see it. You see I'm getting better. I'm getting my COD kick back into action. Not as good as I used to be. I remember I'm watching some of my old COD videos to see if I can pick up on some old strategies. In the old ones, I remember I was going like 32 kills and I died like 5 times. In these newer ones, you guys, I'm pretty sure you guys noticed I'm getting like maybe 26 kills and I died 10 times. I'm kind of losing it, but it's coming back. I'm getting my kick back in. I'm getting my MLG proness, elite skills, whatever they're called. I'm getting it back into play, and I'm still gonna be a good COD player because I play video games. And so you guys get to watch Davontos improve with the COD posts as they continue to happen throughout the future. You're gonna notice that I get better and better until I'm back to being the beast I was before. So, one more thing. I read a comment on one of my older videos that I'm going to experience a lot of panic knifing in Modern Warfare Remastered. Davontos knows all about panic knifing, because panic knifing was the thing to do in Modern Warfare 2. In Modern Warfare 2, there was this perk called Commando. This is for the people who haven't played Modern Warfare 2, because I know there are a lot of people who are jumping on Call of Duty now, and they're not too familiar with the older CODs, like World at War, MW1, MW2. So, in MW2, there was this perk called Commando, and what that perk does is it increases the melee range. So you can basically say everybody was running around with a pocket knife that had the same range as Spectre's Ripper. If they see you and they can be like 15 feet away from you, they would just fly to you and stab you, and it's always a one-hit kill. And it was really, really frustrating because you would be going on these streaks and you would get like 20 kills and you're unstoppable. You're wielding a shotgun or maybe whatever gun you're using. You're just unstoppable. And then all of a sudden you see this dude charging at you with a knife, and then for some reason you're blasting him with every bullet you have, and he's not dying, which happens a lot in the older Call of Duties, and he's just not dying. And then he just comes flying at you like some kind of deranged spider monkey. And while he's flying at you, you're just still pummeling him with all these bullets, and he's just not dying. And then suddenly he just like pokes you with this knife, and everything you worked for was lost because the knife is a one-hit kill. That was really frustrating. And on top of that, players realized this. So what they would do is they would equip speed perks. Now, back in the day, we had a speed perk called Marathon, which was unlimited sprint. It's not really here in Black Ops 3 because everybody has it. But in the older Call of Duties, you used to get tired, kind of like in Ghosts. So they would equip Marathon, they would equip Lightweight, they would equip Commando. And then they would include a concussion grenade to slow the enemies down, and a pocket knife. Or a melee knife, whatever you want to call it. They would include that, and then you would see these people just running around the map with knives, and they would be like the only guy doing that, while their entire team is using guns. And at the end of the game, the knife dude would come up on top because he just doesn't want people to have fun. And that's what he does. He runs around and he stops people from having fun. And so I know all about panic knifing, and I'm kinda happy that it's coming back to MW1 Remastered, because it's been so long since we actually had that, you know, guerrilla kind of warfare in Call of Duty. Nowadays, Call of Duty's really balanced. Call of Duty's like, you know, more strategic, but back in the day, Call of Duty was wild. Back in the day, Call of Duty you grab an OP gun and you would charge in there and take everybody out. You don't really see that much anymore, unless it's the VMP. But nowadays, it's just really... What's the word? It's really, competitive. Back then, Call of Duty wasn't competitive. It was just, you know, play for fun. And that's what I'm really, really happy to see coming back. So yeah, I am gonna get frustrated with these panic knives and these broken guns, like the M16 that I hear a lot about. But, on the flip side, I'm still also really happy that MW Remastered isn't gonna have too much change to it, and we're going back to the old school broken Call of Duties. And that's basically about it. So if you like the video, punch that like button with a mighty force. You can follow me up on Twitter at Davontos Man. And as always, I'll see all of you in the next video. Have a nice day.